Hey guys, NanMan here, and I'm doing a deck tech on my new standard deck. It is the blue-red Sphinx's Tutelage deck, and that is what this deck is based around. Getting this enchantment out, 3-cost enchantment that says whenever you draw a card, target opponent puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. If they're both non-land cards that share a color, repeat this process. So, pretty cool. The objective, get the Sphinx's Tutelage out, and then just draw a bunch of cards. We've got Tormenting Voice, discard a card, draw 2 cards. My Magmatic Insight costs 1, discard a land, draw 2 cards. Of course, filling up our graveyard so we can Treasure Cruise. Sweet. We've got Dictate of Crufix in there, drawing extra cards. Shouldn't be too much of a problem in here. We also have got our Amaret's Archive. If I would gain life, I get twice as much. If I would draw a card except my first one, for each draw step, I draw 2 cards instead. So it doubles up all my draws there. So it works out great. Michael Majors got first place in the GP with a similar style of deck. I know other people were playing it before him. I am essentially playing the budget version because you can build this entire deck on Magic Online and pretty much offline for about $75-$80 because the cards in here are not very expensive at all. It runs a lot of lands, 27 lands, a lot of basics. The temples are starting to go up a little bit more offline. It does run 2 fetches with Flooded Strand and Bloodstain. But other than that, it's really cheap. The one thing that makes this deck expensive would be the new Jace. And I don't feel like spending a lot of money on the new Jace. As people know, I'm a modern player, and yes, Jace might be great, and we are starting to see him get played in some other formats. But he's like $37 right now for one of them. So I don't feel the need to purchase it at this point in time. If it's going to rotate out soon and only get seen in like 1 or 2 decks in extended formats there. So I'm going to stick with the budget version. It's cheaper, it's fun, it's very similar to the deck that I'm currently running in paper form. So, you know, it's definitely going... if you like mill and you like sitting there and you know, hosing your opponent from being able to do much, this is the deck for you. I mean, it runs 4 Angers in the main board here. Deal 3 damage to each creature, help you stay alive. Runs 1 Whelming Wave that I've got in the main board right now to help it against maybe some of those Greed Devotion decks. You know, some of those other decks out there. It's just going to help bounce things, stall things out. I'm currently running 2 Talent of the Telepath in the main board. That is something that Michael Majors was not running. I've seen other decks that do like that card. I like it a lot. 4 mana, mill for 7. If you have Spell Mastery, you get to cast 2 instant or sorceries from their top 7 that you mill. If not, you only get to cast 1. But most of the time, you're going to be picking something good and going to help you out, whether it's killing off your opponent's creatures or, oh, guess what? You got a free dig through time, free Treasure Cruise. Sweet. So I've been running those. Oftentimes, depending on the matchups, I take them out in the side out for something else. Like if I'm not playing against a deck that does run spells, instant and sorceries, and mainly creature based, then there's no point in having it in there. Yeah, milling 7's great, but that's not really what I need to be doing. I run 2 Send to Sleep in the main board, just the stall tactics. Alright, tap those creatures. If I have Spell Mastery, they don't untap during their next untap step. So that's pretty sweet. I'm also running 2 Roasts in the main board to help me out. 5 damage to a creature without flying. You know, again, helping. And I've talked about the draw spells for Magmatic Insight, 4 Tormenting Voice, 4 Treasure Cruise in here, as well as the 3 Dictate of Crufix. The Dictates I put in as kind of, I can't have Jace right now, so I wanted something else that lets me draw cards that can help out. Well, we'll put that in. Plus, it kind of helps out with one of my sideboard cards that I have. So that's the main, pretty straightforward on it. The objective: get Sphinx's Tutelage and essentially win. I also run one Monastery Siege in the main board. Both of the objectives here, entering as Khans or Dragons, will help you out. If you're playing a more grindy matchup, Khans, awesome. Trigger Sphinx's Tutelage. If you're playing against a deck that has maybe a lot of burn spells, Dragons is perfect. So let's talk sideboard side of things. Okay. I wanted more removal in here in case I need to play against some quick decks, maybe some goblins, something like that. Seismic Rupture in here deals 2 damage to each creature without flying. I've got a 4 of Fiery Impulse. Deals 2 damage to target creature. If I spell mastery, does 3 instead. So boom, bolt your creature. I run 3 Annul in there. Counter target artifact or enchantment. So for some of the artifact players out there, Hangerback Walkers, things like that. Also, it works against like the green-white enchantment or green-black enchantment-based decks that are floating around. I have another Send to Sleep, just kind of a extra stall in there if I need to. And I'm running a playset of negates because if I'm playing a controlling matchup and people are seeing, okay, they're running Sphinx's Tutelage, I've got to get some answers to that. Or if I'm playing against white and they have a race, I need some way to just shut that down. So I run the 4 of negates in there. Encased in Ice is against those kind of red-green decks. Tap a creature, it doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. 2 mana enchantment there. And then this is kind of my one of fun of Master of Waves that I've put in there. Pro Red, gives me a bunch of elementals based on my devotion there. And with Dictate, with Sphinx, my devotion, I should at least, when he pops out there, guarantee get 2 elementals. Best case scenario, I have Dictate and Sphinx. So that's what, 4 elementals. So just some extra guys out there, and another way to help deal against some of the burn decks and aggro decks running around there that are red based. So that's what I'm trying out. I'm going to be playing a couple matches with it today so you guys can be able to enjoy, but I wanted to throw up the deck tech for you guys for the budget version of the blue-red Sphinx's Tutelage deck. So hope you guys enjoyed kind of me talking about the deck. I'll let you know what I thought about it as I play it more often. Like I said, I've got it paper as well, so I'm going to start playing it maybe in some standard events and everything, and start messing around with it more. But if you guys have any questions about the deck, why I put some certain cards in there, or why I'm not running certain cards, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've played against this deck. Do you think it's fun to play as? Do you think it's annoying to play against? All that kind of good stuff. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback on it. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the Blue-Red Tutelage deck tech, and I'll see you guys next game.